Hi there, Jennifer Vanderbeek, Imagine Artist in Residence, and in today's video I have a shaker card featuring the new Dewlet die. So I'm going to use the die as actually a template to start with on my card base, and I've created a pattern, a repeating pattern with the little teardrop shapes, and I'm going to stamp over most of them using Memento dewdrops in Paris Dusk, Summer Sky, and London Fog to create the background. I start by picking 3 of the traced teardrops at random and then filling in as it looks appropriate. I'm leaving 2 spaces open that I've already decided on earlier on, and those are going to be die cut for our shaker. I'm also going to stamp 1 of each of the dewdrops onto a piece of scrap cardstock and then cover it in strips of tear it tape before I die cut those too, because we're going to do some glitter. But first I want to make sure to put the acetate backing on my card front so that we'll have something to keep our shaker elements from falling out. Now on the London Fog, I'm using a superfine white glitter. The Summer Sky, I used like a teal glitter, and then on the Paris Dusk, I used more of a bright blue. Because the glitter is a little translucent, we get the effect of both colors at once, and I kind of like that. And then I used on-point glue to adhere the glittered Dewlet die cuts. That's a tongue twister. To 3 random spaces, and then use some of the excess to decorate some of the edge pieces. I decided that I wanted a little bit more definition to the stamped dewdrop images, and so I took my Bahama Blue Memento marker to do some very simple pin stitching around the London Fog and Summer Sky droplets, and then I used a white gel pen to add some stitching just on the inside edges of the Paris Dusk. I just think this gives the shapes a slightly more finished look. Okay, now is the tedious part. In order to keep our shaker elements from being a little too free inside the card base, I am using these little foam squares, and I do like, even though they are a little bit tedious to apply, I do like them for curves because you can get a pretty good barrier. And then I use the same ones along the complete edge of the card, and also kind of scatter some in those other areas just so that we don't get any low points in the card. You know, if you're going to mail this, you want it to be pretty uniform thickness, so that just adds a little bit of support. Then we get to fill the shaker sections, and I'm just using some random beads from my collection in shades of blue and teal to kind of mimic the ink and glitter on the front of the card, and adding a little of the glitter itself in there too, before starting the even more tedious process of taking off all the little backing tapes on those little foam squares. Once the shaker element is complete, I went back with my Bahama Blue Memento marker and added some stitch detailing around the 2 shaker sections. For my sentiment tag, I took a strip of paper and then did a partial die cut on one end using the pointed end of the Dewlet die. And now I'm going to edge it with that Paris Dusk and use the same Bahama Blue Memento marker to write a little sentiment. I chose to go with a Missing You sentiment, although you could totally make this into a baby shower card by changing the colors. Same thing for wedding shower, a little spring pick-me-up. There's lots of things you can do with this very simple geometric design of teardrops thanks to the Dewlet die. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And as always, for more tips and inspiration, please point your browsers to imaginecrafts.com.